Dagger Duchess in a nutshell. Dagger Duchess introduced the ammo bar as a new mechanic in Clash Royale, and this mechanic changed the way you play the game entirely. With the ammo bar being full, she can deal a massive burst of damage that is literally capable of taking out many medium health troops in a second. Don't worry, the Monk Reflection doesn't deal full damage, you'll be fine, trust. And without the ammo bar being full, the Dagger Duchess has a bit less DPS than the Princess Tower, making it a weaker tower in general. This means any leftover troops from defending can be effectively used as a meat shield to drain down the ammo bar for your Hog Rider or Miner. And besides being lower in DPS, it also shoots twice as slow with a higher damage shot, making it worse than a Princess Tower at handling swarms. It still is miles better than Cannoneer though. A note about its hit speed is Rage seems to increase the reload speed, so defending a graveyard with Rage is a bit more effective than other small spells. Likewise, zapping or slowing it down also does reduce the speed of reloading daggers, and Freeze completely stops that. This ammo bar mechanic means in single elixir, the Dagger Duchess is very broken because it is difficult to keep pressuring it with how limited your elixir bar is, which in return makes Dagger Duchess a fantastic choice for heavy decks that rely on ignoring smaller pushes and struggle in single elixir. The fact that you can ignore spirits, wall breakers, firecrackers, spear goblins, and almost every other small cycle card means as a beatdown player you won't really feel pressured all the time. However, in double and triple elixir, she's practically useless, as with the elixir bars being inflated, there will almost always be something on its side of the arena, giving her no chance to reload its ammo bar, which means she is very weak against beatdown decks, since typically a golem push would last quite a bit of time and cycle players would struggle to defend it without a consistent tower. This could be why it has more HP than Princess Tower. The most effective form of beatdown against Dagger Duchess is Lava Hound. Besides the fact that it explodes into a million lava pops that take out a ton of ammo instead of your balloon, most decks have close to no air counter, as players usually are used to the fact that their tower is a reliable source of anti-air support for the past 8 years. But when the Duchess is out of ammo and there is a minion horde coming up your way, well then, good luck, my dude. This also applies on the Night Witch, which not only she spawns air units, but also the constant spawning makes her obnoxious to deal with, that we are literally seeing her in decks other than Golem, which almost never happens if I'm being honest. This also did apply to the Witch in the rare cases where I did face her in draft, but she is too trash to justify playing her anywhere. However, understanding how it works is not enough, as you need to change some of your old habits. Let me explain. The Dagger Duchess is strong against split pushes. This means splitting archers in the back is interestingly not as good as we always have been used to. We've always had this idea that splitting troops lead to more damage or double lane pressure, which is not wrong, but against Dagger Duchess it just does nothing but waste elixir. Another big habit that needs changing is holding onto spells. Typically, a good player would not log a skeleton army immediately, but instead wait a bit for it. What this does is trick the opponent into, let's say, playing a freeze, which wastes more elixir from them, or playing another troop which would get affected by the spell you threw out. However, while using Dagger Duchess, if you are sure you will fireball these barbarians, do it immediately so you don't waste the ammo bar. Another very interesting change in gameplay is with cycle decks. Say I want to counter this mini P.E.K.K.A. with a firecracker. Originally, if I leave it be, it will counter him, but the mini P.E.K.K.A. will kill the firecracker. If I used an Ice Spirit or skeletons, I would save the firecracker for a chance to get some chip damage or force a response, wasting my opponent's elixir. If my opponent is using Dagger Duchess, then I should know the firecracker dies anyway, so it's not worth spending elixir to save the firecracker from the mini P.E.K.K.A. Another old habit to drop is punishing pumps. Dagger Duchess pairs so well with the elixir collector because you simply just don't want to push into her with a full bar. If your opponent plays pump, your first instinct is to spell it out of existence. If you didn't have a spell, usually you should punish it, because they are down 6 elixir and there is a good chance you deal damage to the pump with your punishing push. However, when they have Dagger Duchess, it's weird to punish. On one hand, if you have giant mini P.E.K.K.A, then by all means spam them on the bridge, they'll do just fine, trust me. But on the other hand, if you are playing something a little less heavy, then you are setting yourself up for failure. I'm just wondering, how is this even legal? The only habit you have to keep is double tower abuse. Fisherman pulling troops like the Royal Giant into the middle means both Dagger Duchesses would annihilate the Royal Giant in mere seconds. Buildings can also pull win conditions into the range of the second tower, giving you value from both ammo bars. You can also kite troops with a giant or an ice golem, in which both towers would engage with those troops. I'm sure you get the point by now. However, when it comes to NATO, having that second tower be full of ammo might turn out to be a disadvantage. So I got a creator code recently, so if you can use code Abdod in the shop, I would be very grateful, my dude.